All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rolling with the Punches. Today we have someone coming out of, is it Washington? The state of Washington?
Washington, D.C.
D.C., not the state, but the capital. Anthony Peterson. Thank you for coming. Woo-wee. Anthony, thank you for coming aboard, man. Sometime during this interview, hopefully Rick Ross will pop in, your advisor, and if he does, we'll have him join us, and if not, we'll continue this conversation. That's David Contreras up there to your right, and he's coming out of Fort Lauderdale right now. So he's in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm out here in Southern California, and you're in the capital, and let's talk boxing, man. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Right on.
Hey, Anthony. Hey, Anthony, you and I, we're on the same timeline. We got that 3-hour difference compared to California.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, so I just got back. I was in California for 12 days, and I just flew back. I took the red eye yesterday from San Diego back here to Florida, and I'm still recovering, from that 3-hour difference, that jet lag. Yeah, but Dave, man, welcome to the show. We're excited about your upcoming fight. I understand it's next Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Or tell us a little bit about your opponent. Tell us where it's going to be, and tell us what you're expecting.
I am performing in Washington, D.C. at the D.C. Arena, Sports Entertainment Arena, where the Washington Mystics play. I will be fighting against Saul. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's fought Victor Ortiz, Joselito Lopez. Won the decision with Joselito Lopez, and he's a real durable, tough guy. Good guy for me to come back and get my feet wet on. I'm looking forward to an outstanding night, and nothing else is in my mind.
Yeah, the guy you're fighting is Saul Corral.
Yes.
Saul Corral. I understand he's from Mexico, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think he's from Tijuana, if I'm correct. I mean, I haven't pulled him up.
He resigned in Arizona right now or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, if he's from Tijuana, those Tijuana fighters,
always
I'll tell you, they come out to fight, man.
Yeah,
they're good fighters.
Tough. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's outstanding. Go ahead, Jaime.
Yeah, Anthony. So the only blemish on your record now, Dave. Go ahead and tell me he's 38-1.
38-1. Yes.
38-1, and the only blemish you had was a disqualification.
Well, actually, let me stop you. I got 3 blemishes, but go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So let's talk.
Box I don't know about him.
So let's talk about that blemish with Brandon Rios.
Yes, Brandon Rios. That was September 11th, 2010. I can't really give out too much because I want my documentary to come out, which Rick Freeway Ross is helping me with now. It's called 30-30-30 because I was actually 30-0 living on 30th Street, which I actually came from jogging that just a few minutes ago, and I had 30 bad habits, and I didn't leave that block that I'm talking about till I was 30 years old. So 30. It was a lot going on with that, but I took a disqualification that night, 9/11, September 11th, 2010, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Now you said you had 30 bad habits.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot of bad habits.
Yeah,
most people have 2 or 3.
When you're 30, now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Hey, well, tell us about Brandon Rios, man. I'm a huge Bam Bam Rios fan. How was he, man? Was it a good fight?
Yeah, he was definitely. We slept on him. My team and myself, we slept on him because he was in the amateurs. He was losing a lot, but he hooked up with Robert Garcia.
Yeah,
and he got his professional game together. And if you look at the fight, don't look at the actual combat. And this is what I want to get to point over to a lot of people to understand that the fight is not won off of skill, speed, and power. It's won off of preparation in your team. If you look at his team, he had Fernando Vargas, and he had Antonio Margarita and Robert Garcia, who were all professionals and know the tricks of the trade of the game. You know what I mean? And on my end, I just had just us. You know what I mean? Just we really had no experience on that level, and it showed. We really slept on him. Like I said, it wasn't just me going in there, getting a disqualification, there's a lot of things that came with that, that why that night happened. And like I said, it was a lot to do with me, a lot to do with my team, and but I won't change it for the world because it got me in a position that I'm about to pull off right now.
Well, hey, tell us a little. Go ahead, Jaime.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, tell us a little bit about this documentary that they're doing on you. That sounds very interesting. I was not aware of it, but can you discuss it a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's of course, like I said, it's gonna take you back to 30th Street, to where I'm from. Like I say, it's 30th Street, 30 and 0 with 30 bad habits. And at the end of the block, it had a speed limit, a 25 drive speed limit. I was 25 years old. I mean, a lot of things happened in my life revolve with numbers. Then, now, not to mention, I don't know if y'all know the fighter Dusty Hurst, who's throwing the card that I'm about to perform on May 28th. He was also 30 and 0, living on 30th Street. We met on 30th Street, and I told him to leave 30th Street. He had a draw with Michael Dallas.
Kellen said Canelo definitely.
Because he didn't leave 30th
I like
Street.
Virgil Ortiz Jr.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some other numbers for
you. I like Gervonta Tank Davis.
So you're fighting on what day?
Yeah.
May 28th.
That's my birthday, man. So there's some other numbers I'm going to throw at you there, Anthony.
Okay.
He's going to be 30.
I'm going to be 30. I'm actually going to be 28.
Hey, I believe you too.
Hey, brother, tell us a little bit about 30th Street. Is it a gang-infested area, drug-infested area?
Yes,
What is it?
One of the most notorious gangs in Southeast. And man, my brother was actually living there for 10 and a half years. When you seen my brother fight against American, we went back to the projects that night. When you seen my brother fight Lucas Matisse, we went back to the projects that night. When you seen my brother fight Timothy Bradley, we went back to the projects that
Really?
night. Yes.
He got a phone call, Jaime.
Yeah, somebody's trying to call me.
Yeah. Okay.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. So when your brother fought all these world champions, we were watching him on television. After the fight, he went back to the neighborhood.
Yes, and we were splitting apartments together in one of the biggest notorious projects it's called the Big 3-0. It's 30th Street, but they called it the Big 3-0. And we was right on the front line. We wasn't on the sideline. We wasn't on the shift line. We were right on the front line. Like if you come, we was on the first floor. Always drapes wide open, jewelry out. People will come past and knock on our window and say congratulations, and we'd be sitting there playing James Bond with our friends, saying, "Hey, thanks, appreciate it." Just like that. True story.
Wow. So nobody messed with you guys. People give you guys respect.
Yeah, and it wasn't like me and my brother. We not no tough guys, no street guys, no guys. Of course, we don't take no mess, but we just very good guys that people really just want to win. And plus our story, we represent them. We were like their ambassadors to the world. When we see people in the streets, these guys come from prison, be like, man, we was in the prison going hard for y'all, man. DC, man, y'all some legends in it. Woo. That stuff makes me run these 5 miles that I just ran. It makes me want to hit that bag harder. It makes me want to spar harder. It makes me want to, go out and do certain things that's just, positive towards my career. But definitely, Lamont we didn't leave there until Lamont fought Danny Garcia. That was in 2015. So Lamont moved out in January 15th. From October 1st of 2004, we made our pro debut on Roy Jones undercard September 25th of 2004. We went back to the projects that night and we stayed there until Lamont fought Danny Garcia.
Wow, that is unbelievable, huh, Jaime?
Facts.
That's going to be a great docu-series, without a doubt.
I used to love watching Lamont too, man. He was a great fighter, man. Great fighter.
And Lamont been that way since we were babies. That's something that you can't teach. Of course, Bird done a tremendous job with Lamont, coaching him as far as he can take him. Patrice Hurst as well. But Lamont was a different type of animal coming up. And that's how Lamont got into boxing, protecting me. Because I was very small and very premature, snagging too, had no teeth in my mouth. And a lot of kids used to pick with me. And Lamont actually used to beat these kids up. In one particular time, Patrice Hurst, who's a movie star with Michael B. Jordan and Creed 2, as my brother-in-law as a phenomenal trainer as well, he saw Lamont and he reported it to Burry. And this is a true story. In 1993, he told Burr, he said, man, if you could work with this kid, you probably make him a world champion. That's what happened.
Right on, brother. So besides your brother, who else did you look up to in the fight game that gave you that inspiration, that drive to become a champion?
Pernell Whitaker. Rest your soul.
Really?
Pernell Whitaker. Because actually, you know, if you follow me on Instagram, if you know me I'm a very non-confrontational guy, very happy-go-lucky. But when I seen Pernell Whitaker having fun in a boxing ring, I'm like, you can have fun in a boxing ring? He was smiling, pulling people's trunks down, slipping and dipping and dodging and doing all this type of stuff. I'm like, man, like, hey, if you can have that type of sense of humor and make it fun, I'll sign up. And I'll never forget my brother Lucius Peterson, who was on the horizon on becoming a real good boxing reporter, a sports reporter, period. He had a boxing picture. I don't know if y'all remember, Pernell Whitaker was sitting like this. It said Rob over top or under it when he fought
Chavez.
He was sitting like this. It said Rob. And I just, as a kid, just kept looking at that picture for some reason. But I never was thinking that I would be a boxer, professional boxer, you know, being a known boxer. But that's the way it happened.
Did you ever meet him?
Yes, I
Pernell
met him a few times as a kid, as a teenager, and as an adult. Me and him was actually double dating in 2007. His wife was his wife was a friend, a co-worker. Her co-worker was a friend that I was dating, and then we hooked it up. We was in Norfolk having dinner at I think it was at some steakhouse. We were having dinner. I was 24, 25 years old, and I was contemplating retirement because I was so frustrated with my career going the way it was going, because I was undefeated, wasn't getting no fights. I stayed, like, I kept getting, at the time I got injured when I was supposed to fight Edna Churi on the Miguel Cotto's undercard, February 19th of 2009. I mean, February 21st of 2009, and I tore my meniscus. And I was contemplating retirement, but he was telling me, like, just, like, stick with it, you know, just get my time of coming, you know. And I had a gracious conversation with a lot of stuff that we like I said, we was on a double date. It was like they was over there talking about blah, 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 blah. We were just talking about straight boxing, like, you know what.
Hey, Anthony, and how was he? Was he still in his five senses when you that dinner?
Was in his senses. Yeah, he was still.
Yeah,
he was still alert. He was still and you could tell, like, it was getting to that point, but it wasn't there yet.
Yeah, you know what? He was never the same after that Chavez fight.
Right. He wasn't.
Yeah, spirit-wise, body-wise. I mean, that took a toll on him. I mean, that fight. And I'm sure morally, too, because he definitely, you know, believed that he had won the fight. He had robbed. And so I'm sure that also, you know, hindered him in a negative way, too, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So right now, who do you see right now? We go Pee Wee, Sweet Pea. I'm saying back in the '80s, but right now, who do you see in that same boat as you saw Sweet Pea back then?
Jerron Ennis.
Other than yourself.
Ennis. Boots.
Yeah.
Boots.
Dave called it about a year ago and some change. That was going to be one of the next big names in boxing. Boots. And wow, man, was he right. That boy.
Eye on him, man. And you know what's crazy? Because he fought in D.C. Was like in August of 2017. My nephew, Patrick Harris, who was undefeated 19-0, was on that card too. But he didn't have a good dancing partner, so he didn't really shine like in D.C. is a tough crowd. They drove up from Philly. And if you ain't giving DC what they want, they're not gonna give you the response that you're looking for. He didn't have a good dancing partner, but I was trying to tell everybody, like, look, this kid right here is gonna be a problem. And sure enough, he fought on Showbox. I told everybody. Then after that, it was just like, hey man, that guy you talking about, what's his name? Boots. They like, yeah, hey man, he the real deal. Like, but I truly believe he gonna be the him and Terrence Crawford will definitely be the reason why every child from 2025 to 2030 will be switch hitters.
What do you think about Virgil Ortiz?
He's my number 3 guy right now. I love Virgil Ortiz. Don't know what happened to him in his last event, but my brother Lamont, that's Lamont's number 1. Lamont loved Virgil Ortiz. He's a very humble, very savage, very disciplined, and very hungry young lion. And you can tell he put in the work.
Yeah,
do you see a Leonard? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you see a Leonard Duran in another 3 or 4 years between Virgil Ortiz and Boots Ennis? Do you see that coming?
I see it, but it have to happen now because I think Boots gonna end up at 160.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you look at that kid,
he's a big boy.
4 years old. He already got his man weight. You know what I mean? Like he already looked filled out. If you could see Floyd Mayweather, even Devin Haney, Lamont Peterson at 24, even Timothy Bradley, Andre Ward at 24, 25, it wasn't filled out yet. He's already filled out. You know, you can see like the mass on his body, like it's like yeah.
He's a beast. But
you know what, Virgil with Virgil too. I mean, Virgil looks at like a 154 pounder,
yeah, for sure,
and I think that maybe 1 or 2 more fights, and he's going to 154.
Yeah, I think Virgil though. Virgil has he has some medical issues going on, so I'm hoping he gets that squared away. So I've been praying for that kid, man, because he's a like you said, he's a very humble, very good natured, and
I always look forward to seeing him scrap.
Very respectful. David and I had the opportunity to check out one of his trainings here a few months back, about half a year ago, and man, he looked solid. Man, he was ready to go, and then all of a sudden, what was that fight, Dave? That
he was going to fight again McKinnon from across the pond, but the fight before he fought. I mean, he's the guy that he fought before was that Russian who knocked down Terrence Crawford.
Right.
Yes. Well, he fought him, and then Virgil Ortiz knocked him out. I think in the seventh round, because nobody's gone beyond 6 rounds with Virgil except this guy. But Virgil looked good, man, in that fight. What happened to him? He overtrained, and I guess he had some type of disease where the oxygen, when you overtrain, something like Bruce Lee, where the oxygen takes over your blood vessels, and it's actually very deadly. That's what happened to him. But Jaime, he's going to be fighting, I believe, August 19th. He'll be back in the ring again. I heard it's a very good opponent that he'll be fighting, but they haven't announced it yet. But he'll be back in the ring again.
His team, they got something special over there. I hope they work that out.
Yeah. So who's your number 2? You said he's your number 3.
Yeah, my number. Were you saying as far as the Pernell Whitaker situation, or just my favorite?
Yeah.
Just
right now, your top 3 pound for pound.
My top 3: Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, and well, I can't put Ennis in the pound for pound yet, but he's my favorite one to watch. But pound for pound, I have to say at 3, we got Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, and I got to give it to Canelo. Even though he lost, he still, you got to, give him his props for trying to be great. And like I said, he only got 2 losses, and these 2 losses, one loss was to Floyd, and he's been reigning champion for quite some time. But yeah, that's my top 3.
Okay, to watch. You said to watch. Number 1 was Ennis, and then you said Virgil 3. Who's your number 2 to watch?
Tank Davis.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, he might it's like watching Tyson and Floyd at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Tank a beast, man. I spotted him several times as a kid when he was 16, 17, 18, 19. And I always told him when he was a kid, when he was like 11 years old, he used always to fight my nephew, Patrick Hurst, who's undefeated at 19-0 right now. I think he performed in June 11th in Atlanta. But he definitely, I told him he was young, the world ain't ready for you. This was way before that Floyd situation came. But
really? So you saw it?
Yeah, his tenacity and that ferociousness, man. I say, if you ever get to that screen, they gonna love you. And voila. But I like that he give me props, and my brother props when he do his interviews and stuff, which is very jazzy, I think.
That's outstanding. Go ahead, Jaime.
No, I was just gonna tell you, after the 28th, Who's the promoter for that fight?
Dusty Hurst and Cornflake. Yep.
Dusty.
Yep.
Okay.
Dusty Hurst. Dusty is undefeated. I think he 34-0 with one draw. That one draw that he had when he was on 30th Street when I told him to leave, he was 30-0 when he got that draw. He didn't leave.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's 34-0 with one draw.
You don't live on 30th Street anymore, right, Anthony?
No, I'm right. I just jogged down there, but I'm not too far. I'm at the National Harbor now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank God. Yeah, because it sounds like it's a pretty bad neighborhood, man. But you know what? Hopefully, when you become a world champion, make a lot of money, you could go over there and make a positive difference. You know, because they need help.
My shoes are still up. My shoes were up there till like 2 years ago. They last for like 9 years. When I had lost to Brandon Rios, and I'm a Cowboys fan, by the way. I had a Redskin uniform, a Redskin shoes. Sean Taylor had just passed not too long ago. They had rest in peace Sean Taylor on the shoes. And I remember we were walking up to, because in the project, a lot of people, they die, they throw their shoes up on the lamppost and stuff like that, street lights and stuff like that. And I threw one on this tree. And Lamar said, man, that's gonna be down in like a week. Man, those shoes stayed up there for about 7 to 8 years. I promise you.
Wow.
Yeah. And true story, real quick. Did you know that one shoe was size 10, and another one, the left shoe was a size 10, and the right foot was an 8.5. I promise you that. Zeppo has sent the wrong size shoe. And of course, when you in training camp, you brainwash yourself to do anything. And I went in there and I still got the scar on my toe to this day from the 8.5 shoe that they gave me.
So you had an 8.5 and a what? And a 10.5?
And I wear size 10.
Okay.
The left foot was good, but the right foot was an 8.5.
Okay, so there's an 18.5 number somewhere in your numerology there.
Yeah, hey, I don't know what that. I haven't figured that one out, but eventually it'll come to me.
18.5, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, so after this fight, what's next after this fight?
We're looking for us to do the same thing in DC, same promotion, same city, same everything. But this time I will be the main event. I'll do a 10-rounder for a belt to get ranked August the 6th. It's not guaranteed yet. It's not nothing. It's just something that we talking about doing here again. And like I said, right now, just getting that game speed back. When basketball players and football players get injured and they come back, what's the first thing they got to do? They got to manage the minutes because that game speed is different. I respect the game enough to understand. I'm gonna take my own route. In my route, I wrote the plan when I took a break from boxing to come back, do a 6-rounder. I've done that, August 14th. Come back and then do an 8-rounder, May 28th. That's what I'm about to do. Then I'm gonna do a 10-rounder, August the 6th, and then after that, sometime this year, next year around this time, you can put me in the ring with anybody, pound for pound, up, down, left, right, old school, new school, your school, my school. It don't matter.
Are you still fighting at 135 or 140?
I'll be at 135 when I bring the nutritionist and the dietitianist in. Once I just learned that my blood type, what to eat for my blood type. For my whole career, I've been eating just to for taste and because they said it's healthy. But a lot of athletes don't know that you got to get your blood drawn to see. Broccoli may not be good for you. It may be good for the next man, but it may not be good for you. You got to eat your blood type. And a lot of garlic and a lot of vegetables and fruit, fish and lean is in my diet for my blood type.
Wow, that's outstanding, man. Well, you know what? You got the right advisor, Rick Ross. I mean, they call him the Midas touch for a reason. Everything he touches turns to gold. Hopefully, he'll bring a lot of big blessings to you in the near future, and to us as fans to watch you fight.
Oh yeah, not only just in boxing, because I am signed with ASAP acting agency. My contract with them, I think, runs out like in September, August. But I definitely signed with an act.
You got another call. There we go.
Yeah, everybody trying to buy tickets, you know.
Or wants tickets.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy
Hey,
because people, you know, been asking for years, like, man, when you gonna fight in the city, man? But they actually, you know, they buying tickets, they showing up, people posting, people, you know, looking forward. It's gonna be a beautiful. This gonna be 81 degrees, all sun. Next Saturday is gonna be beautiful.
Beautiful.
here's my last question, my man. How did you meet Rick Ross?
I met Rick Ross through my friend Serafina. Serafina was my manager at the time. She was a real good friend, and she always, you know, raved about me, about, you know, what I can do in a boxing ring. And she knew Rick was trying to get into boxing. So, like I just told you, I was signed with ASAP Entertainment acting agency out in LA. So, like, since I'm going to LA, I might as well just meet him out there. And it's supposed to went. The conversation went from, okay, we're gonna meet at the tennis court for like 15 minutes and just talk. So we met, and it went from, okay, 15 minutes to talk. Okay, what you doing tonight? I'm gonna come pick you up for dinner. Then it went from, hey man, what you doing this weekend? I'm gonna pick you up and show you around. Then it went from, hey man, you family now. I want to do business with you. Okay, cool. And I'm by myself. I was up there by myself. I didn't have nobody. Like I said, Sarah set the meeting up. She the one who set up the whole situation. And I give props to Sarah, real good woman, and she definitely did her best that she can do to put my career in the right direction. And I really believe that my career is definitely about to go in the direction that we both talked about.
Beautiful, man.
Beautiful. It's outstanding.
Well, my man, we thank you, Anthony. We can't wait to see your fight here on the 28th. And we would love to.
But it's not going to be a fight. It's going to be a show.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait for the show then on the 28th. And maybe afterwards we can do another show here with Rolling with the Punches, man, and talk about that
Definitely.
fight card.
Y'all got open access to me now, so whenever y'all, you know, want to, you know, hook up and talk about anything, we can talk about things outside of boxing.
You got it.
Perfect.
Trust me,
Yes.
this brain of mine is deep, and if
Actually,
we get that deep,
you said some acting stuff. So Dave and I are working on some projects too. So we could talk business.
oh yeah, for sure. Let me know. I ain't got a shy bone in my body. I'm very coachable, very accessible, and just let me know.
Thank you, brother. God bless you and best of luck. I don't think you need luck because you trained for this and you're going to win. But hey, wishing you the best and God bless you, brother. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Y'all be safe.